So by way of introduction, Tariq, from an idea scribbled on paper to the biggest hip-hop festival in the world, you've built a cultural empire. As co-founder of Rolling Loud and a long-time artist manager, you've played a pivotal role in shaping rap from the underground up, whilst also scaling a global festival that now spans, and if I get this wrong, forgive me, US, Europe, Asia, and beyond.
Yeah.
And you also manage some of the biggest names in the space, including Ski Master, Slump God, DJ Scheme, and more. So thank you for being here, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
And the label as well.
Yeah, got the label too.
Yeah.
We're working, man.
You're moving.
One day at a time.
You're
trying to stay having fun the whole time too. So.
When did you first fall in love with this shit?
Man, I always wanted to do something with music. I remember being like 5 years old in my tighty whities and my penny loafers with a Michael Jackson VHS tape, trying to do his dance moves and like imagining myself on stage. And then later I remember like writing, the first rap I wrote was in like 5th grade. And then after that, just getting older and becoming obsessed with the behind the scenes of the music industry, and like right as the blog era was popping off, but they still had printed magazines every month. I was reading every XXL and The Source and Vibe, and just trying to figure out who repped who and who did what and how this whole industry worked. So I was in love with it since before I was working in it for real, the whole time. So I guess since I was 5. Yeah.
So you're in love with it from a creative side before you went into the business side?
Yeah, just the idea of like entertainment, you know? I just love to entertain in any way that I can, whether it's throwing parties, festivals, concerts, or working with artists that are providing entertainment to people, you know? Yeah.
What did your early music dreams look like when you were coming into your teenage years?
I thought I was going to be a rapper, to be honest. But like my partner Matt used to come to the studio with me sometimes, and he would be so bored in there. Like, bro, what are you doing? I'm over there cooking up, trying to make a hit, or trying to I'd be like rapping my ass off.
What was he doing in the studio?
Just sitting there chilling, like probably talking to girls or whatever, you know? But then quickly I was like, or not quickly, it probably took me like a year of actually going to the studio and spending money on studio time and making songs to realize like, nope, the pen was okay, but the delivery and the actual songwriting was like songs. Like you might be able to write a verse, but actually write a song, you know? It wasn't there, man. So, but the original dream was like thinking I'd be an artist, but then I fell in love with the idea of finding an artist early. And because I never was like, I want to rep the biggest artists from when they're already the biggest artists. I want to find them early and grow together. Like I love those stories of like Wiz Khalifa and his manager Will, or Currency and his manager Musa, or even like Justin Bieber and Scooter Braun, you know, like the idea of like really building something and developing. So that's what my early dream looked like. But that's not really the way I went, though, at first, at least.
You and Matt met in elementary school?
Yeah, 4th grade. Yeah.
Tell me a bit about those formative days of your early friendship.
We were just rascals, man. We were just, like, at first it was just, you know, you don't party in elementary school. So at first it was just like Matt had like a go-kart at his house and like a go-ped. I don't know if people, like a go-ped is like the this era version of like a Lime or Bird scooter,
but
noisy, motorized,
way better.
Yeah, it was like
combustion.
Yeah, combustion. He had one of those and a go-kart, which is like the load of the people know. I think people know what
like a motorized go-kart.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay.
It probably had a lawnmower engine basically.
Yep.
But we would whip those around his neighborhood if we were at his house, or we'd go to my grandma's house, and we had a whole crew. It was like me, Matt, our friend Jamie, our friend Kyler, Rao, Grant, EJ. Like, it was a whole crew of us, and we would just get together on the weekends and we would just cause havoc. Like, dog, we would go crazy. And as we got older, it just got crazier and crazier. Like, streaking through my grandma's neighborhood, like, dog, ding dong ditching and just all type of craziness. Our one friend Jamie had a boat at like,
Oh hell.
and like in Florida you can, maybe everywhere, I don't know, but in Florida you can boat at 12 years old. So we were moving around the waterways here in South Florida from 12 to 16 before people had driver's licenses, just like meeting up with girls, like
Drinking
you'd
beers.
figure out where you could allegedly drinking beers, you know. But we were just having fun, man. It was all about just creating the next party or just having fun, meeting girls or hanging out with the girls that we knew, and also just ourselves. We just laughed. We were just, it was all about laughing and just doing something crazy all the time, like pranking each other, just all that type of stuff. I had a great childhood. We had a great childhood. You know, it wasn't perfect. Both of us come from like broken homes. Like my father left when I was 3. His parents got divorced when we were in high school, and we both like had a lot of pain in that regard too. But I guess we covered it up with going crazy and screaming for attention or something. I don't know. But I had a good time. I think he did too.
Just in that one question, you mentioned your grandma a few times.
Yeah.
So, did you host parties at her house?
Yeah, absolutely, man. My grandma's still alive to this day. She's 91 years old.
That's a blessing.
My grandfather was 17 years older than her.
Wow.
So if he were alive today, he would be 118, if my math is correct. But he died when I was 17, and so we would throw the parties when he was still alive too. And man, they both loved it. Like, it was, you know, we're at their house, so it's like they know I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. And I think they slightly tried to make sure people weren't driving drunk or anything.
Yeah, sure.
It was mainly just they loved that we were having a good time, and we were good kids, man. We weren't fighting, you know. I think one time there was a party that we threw there that people started fighting, and that was when we had people from multiple schools there. It was kind of like it got a little aggressive, but we probably threw we probably threw like 20 parties at her house, and
they were chilling?
Bro, it's great.
Was she in music? And your grandfather as well?
My grandmother had a piano. They had a piano at their house, but no, they were not. They didn't work in music at all. They worked in communications. They had a answering service. They actually had the first cell phone company in South Florida.
Crazy.
My grandma came from. Her parents had an answering. This is how old she is. She had an answering service. Her parents stayed in New York, where if you called the operator, and I wanted to talk to Dan, they'd be like, okay, and they'd take the cable and put it in your line. Did. Yeah. And then they had the answering service, which was if I wanted to leave you a message, I'd call the operator and be like, hey, I got a message for Dan. You know, tell him I'm going to be late to the podcast. And then they would, you know, write that down, and then you'd call for your messages, and then they'd be like, oh, he's late for the podcast or whatever.
That is crazy.
Except they wouldn't know what a podcast was.
No.
So, yeah, they loved the parties, man. And, like, I remember my brother-in-law, Alex, one time he was we threw him a surprise party for his birthday, and one of the people got him a corn cob pipe for a gift, and my grandfather used to smoke a pipe, and I was like, dude, you got a corn cob pipe? Like, you need to go get the high quality tobacco from Grandpa. We go in my grandpa's room, drunk as shit, and I'm like, Grandpa, Alex got a corn cob pipe. Like, he needs some tobacco. And he's like, oh, come on, get over here, son. Put some tobacco in there. They light up, smoking. That was like a core memory for Alex, for sure.
They sound hella cool.
Oh, they were awesome. I mean, my grandpa was a great man, and he loved his Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
He loved a good drink. He used to have me drinking O'Doul's when I was like 8.
What's that?
It's non-alcoholic beer. Like, we go to a steakhouse and be like, get him an O'Doul's. And yeah, no, so they loved that we were there just having a good time, and they loved my friends, and my grandmother still loves my friends. She loves Matt. She loves Jamie. She loves all my friends. Yeah, it was awesome. We had the music super loud. My grandma would walk around the party. People would be like, Grandma! Like, yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
People's, like, parents wouldn't do that, let alone grandparents in most places.
Normally, if you go to a house party, or at least from my era, it's because the parents were out of town. And like this was before like people had cameras in the house, or like, you know, they didn't know like, or tracking your location on phone or any of that. So like you got away with a lot more stuff back then. If we had smartphones when I was throwing house parties, I don't think I'd be here today. You know, like there's probably be some crazy videos of me running around naked or something. Like, bro, back in the day, y'all don't live how we used to live. Y'all are worried about becoming a meme. We were carefree. Like the worst that could happen is someone had a story about you, but there wasn't proof of the story. You know, it was like you could do whatever.
That's a blessing. That would be great.
I feel bad for kids now. Like they can't really like live all the way because they're worried about somebody busting their phone out and doing something crazy. And like, man, when I used to go to concerts when I was that age, that was another thing that made me fall in love with producing concerts, was that I used to love going to concerts. Nobody was out there in the crowd like this. Like, now, you know, there's the meme now, like, oh, not a cell phone in sight, but it's like a million phones in sight. Like, you're just in the show, just loving it. Those are core memories for me, and I think that's part of why I love producing live music experiences, because I just think that's so important for like humanity, just to like let loose, unwind. And you know, that's what I love about mosh pit culture too, is like people are taking the phone out and filming, but they are spending a good amount of time not on the phone, because in the mosh pit, like, yo, you're gonna get your phone knocked out of your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have your shit together. So I can respect the nature of like being in the present moment.
That's cool. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that until right now.
I guess it comes from the hardcore metal scene too, which is probably like the least phone out kind of genre too.
Yeah. But like hip hop is so phone out, you know. But it like, you're gonna lose your phone in the pit.
Yeah. You're done.
So yeah. But yeah, Grandma, legend. Love
Shout out Grandma.
What kind of right up the street from here? I need to go see her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You need to do the next Rolling Loud after party. You know?
She comes to Rolling
Loud.
Loud.
Dial her in. Hey, we gotta go back to the
She comes
house.
to Rolling Loud. Matt's dad comes to Rolling Loud. Matt's mom comes. My mom comes. Yeah, like, it's a good time.
What kind of planning and logistics was like involved in those early days for the parties that you started throwing? And by the way, was Mum into the parties?
No, my mom and I did not agree about that.
Oh.
She was not happy about that. I think in hindsight, she laughs about it, but I love my mom. I was raised by a single mother, but at that time, we were butting heads for sure. But it's all good. We're cool now. She was not into it. The logistics were fake ID, get the beer, get the liquor, text message.
I was going to ask if it was forward.
Literally copy the same message and send it to like, we used to like write down numbers at school. Like, yo, make sure I have your number because we're going to send a text out. The party's either going to be Friday night or Saturday night. We're going to send out a text of where the party is, what time, whatever.
You'd physically write it down because you didn't have your phones at school. Like you'd...
No, I think like it was just easier to, back then it was like T9 texting. Like they had like I had like the Nokia brick phone.
I had the
know?
Savvy. I don't know if I remember the Savvy.
I don't even know which one that is, but like I remember, I think we wrote, but then eventually like you'd save the number in your phone. It wasn't like that neat.
That would have taken a long time punching all those messages out.
But like I'm not inviting thousands of people or hundreds. I'm inviting like a good 50 to 100 people, and you know they're bringing. But it's like I'm inviting 10, Jamie's inviting 10, Matt's inviting 10. Like we would kind of divide and conquer. It wasn't like it was all on me or all on Matt. So we would kind of divide and conquer the invites, and the way we got we had the fake IDs, but the way you really got the place that had the kegs to give us the beer was we'd have empty keg shells already, which we had acquired by just driving around downtown Fort Lauderdale and finding empty kegs behind restaurants.
So they're like, oh, they've already got an empty one, we're good.
Exactly. So we like, one night we go to driving in an alley downtown Fort Lauderdale, grab like 3 empty kegs, shove them in the back of the car. I'm in the trunk with the kegs. Like, this is like, it's like way past statute of limitations, so I could talk about it. But and plus I was a minor. But a bunch of empty keg shells. Show up, fake ID, empty keg shells.
Who would question it? Yeah, if the
it's
fake
like,
was good enough and you had the empty kegs.
He's already got empty kegs, so.
Yeah. That is funny.
And so, yeah, then you acquire the alcohol, and you invite the mainly girls and your friends, and next thing you know, it's an awesome party. The music was just like iPod plugged into the home stereo.
Was the iPod with the circular?
Yeah. Just loaded up with as much music as possible in a playlist. Like never had a DJ.
Shuffle?
I don't remember if we would shuffle or
You'd curate it.
I don't remember if it was curated or shuffle, to be honest. I don't remember. But
it
I
was
just
one of
remember we
those-
definitely curated a playlist, though. Like
Yeah.
it was like specific music on there.
The silverback iPod is the one I'm thinking of,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It
the
was
circular-
shiny on the back. Yeah, like it was like a reflection.
I think there's literally an Instagram meme going around right now
yeah.
about like, what did you play on this?
Yeah, or what would you play?
Yeah, what
on
would you
this?
play on this? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that was the music function. No security. The only security was
Grandma.
like trying to gatekeep who got the invite. And yeah, man, it was always funny. Like people would show up at a certain time, like the early people to get to the party. It would be kind of like at first the party's always kind of weird. It's kind of like if you go to the club early. People never.
Yeah.
It's like a few people there. It's kind of weird, but the cool thing was you could just play beer pong. So we'd be playing beer pong at the start of the party. Next thing you know, it's full. And it's cracking, and people are dancing and throwing up in the backyard and making out on the side of the house, all type of weird shit.
And the grandparents are turning the blind eye.
Yeah.
Just making sure you're good.
And then, like, mad people would sleep at my grandma's house. Like, I remember, like, the floor.
Bacon and eggs in the morning, they would
Nah,
cook up in the
they would
morning?
just creep out, like, when they finally, like, felt
Realize what
yeah,
they-
yeah, they're like, oh, shit, I gotta go home. Maybe bacon and eggs for, like, me and my friends. But, like, it was, like, literally, there's sometimes be like 20 people just sleeping on the carpet downstairs, like
safer than
lined up.
trying to get home, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that's amazing. And prior to launching Rolling Loud, was it a Rick Ross after party? That was one of your first, like...
That was the first event that we tried to do, like, at a venue.
How did that go?
Terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, it was smooth. Like, Rick Ross was there, and we paid him his money, and he
was a pro?
He didn't have to do any songs. It was just a walkthrough. He
Oh, got
performed,
you.
like, 8 or 9 songs.
Wow. So he showed love.
Yeah, but the issue was that, so this was in Tallahassee, Florida, where I went to college. There's 3 colleges in Tallahassee: Florida State University, where I went, FAMU, and TCC, which is a community college. FAMU was doing FAMU Homecoming, and during FAMU Homecoming, there was an arena show with Birdman, Waka Flocka, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, maybe Roscoe Dash. I don't remember exactly who else was on the show, but it was like a multi-artist lineup. And we thought the school was doing the show. So we were like, all right, cool. We're going to book Rick Ross for the after party at one of the only nightclubs in town. And like, simple math, dude. We're going to sell fucking 2,000 tickets, and we're going to make a bunch of money, and this is going to be great. Long story short, it was not a school concert. It was an independent promoter just like us doing that concert. They ended up booking the only other nightclub in town for their after party, and they took out billboards and all types of ads saying that they had the full, like they just called it the official after party of the concert with the full concert lineup. So they were
all their
putting
faces.
Rick Ross, Birdman, Waka Flocka, all of them on the promo for the after party. And they had the DJ at the event,
Talking about
official after party at such and such a nightclub. I think it was called 2020 nightclub, and we were at a nightclub called Chubby's. Long story short, they wiped the floor with us. Like, they didn't have any of the artists show up or perform, but we did have Rick Ross show up. But they had 2,000 people and a slammed parking lot, and we had 100 people maybe, and crickets. Like the parking lot there was no shortage of parking. Like, it was just quiet. I remember, like, it was like so nerve-wracking because, and it's not Rick Ross's fault at all. Like, he was worth the tickets. We had never done a show before, so we didn't have any
marketing.
like, no, we marketed the shit out of it. We had posters everywhere. We had radio ads. We we had a bunch of people doing Facebook invites, but it was like nobody knew us, so they didn't know like if our word meant anything.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that Rick Ross would actually be there. Meanwhile, the show that has all the artists is promoting that the other nightclub's going to have everybody. So it was like they took their word, which I don't blame them, right? But what I'm trying to say, no fault of Rick Ross at all. Totally our fault for getting into something we shouldn't have even done. I don't remember where I was going with that, but it just wasn't good. We just lost a bunch of money.
But then summer 2013, you guys were flying, right? It was like
by
monthly
then we were
events
flying.
with like
Travis,
Travis,
so this was
Kendrick.
October 2010, fell on our face, lost a bunch of money, terrible, like.
Then went back in.
And then by February 2011, we did what I originally was telling Matt we should do, which I was like, yo, there's this rapper named Currency. I love him. He's my favorite rapper. There's this crew of people called like Jet Lifers. He's got this crew called Jet Life, and if you are a fan of his, you're a Jet Lifer. And there's this other guy, Wiz Khalifa, and he's got Taylor Gang. And I'm like, yo, Wiz, we want to book Wiz, but he's growing super fast. But this guy Currency, if we book him, I'm pretty sure we could sell a lot of tickets. So we did that, and we did Orlando, Tampa, Miami. Orlando did about 500-something tickets. Tampa did 800-something tickets, and Miami sold out at like 1,000-something tickets.
Wow.
And made good money in Miami. And from there, that was like proved the model. And then we did that for 2.5 years. And then by August 2013, interesting that you mentioned that date, that's when we became so consistent that we went from having shows like every other month or every few months to every month we were touring at least one artist through the state of Florida, if not multiple artists.
Wow.
So whether it was Ab Soul, Action
Dope.
Bronson, Flatbush Zombies, Denzel Curry, Rob Banks, Puya, Earl Sweatshirt, J. Cole, Wale, like name an artist, we toured them through Florida. Big Sean, I could keep going. I mean, we toured everybody.
How'd you spot them?
Just being a fan, really. Like you mean like how we knew who to book? Just being fans and like knowing, like watching the internet, to be honest, and like seeing what was working in other markets. And then at a certain point, it starts becoming, we've built a name for ourselves as promoters because we're taking care of the artists, not only fulfilling their rider, but like you need weed, you need girls, like we got you. You know what I'm saying? We're just building a name for ourselves and always paying on time and never like reneging on the deal or just always like doing good business. So the shows start coming to us where we're given opportunities to send offers like, hey, an agent will start telling us, hey, I'm routing this tour. Do you want to submit offers for Florida? And then at that point we would, hey, do I think Earl Sweatshirt's worth some tickets in Florida? Yeah, I do. Like, and even if we weren't certain that the show would make money, we felt it was very important to do the show just for a data acquisition play. Something that we had that was, I think, what helped us grow more than others was we had this keen understanding that owning your data was very important. So we needed every email address of every ticket purchaser, every phone number of every ticket purchaser, so then we could contact them directly about shows and not have to rely on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it was, which we used those things for sure, and we were running Facebook ads when they were cheap. Like, I used to be able to reach the whole state of hip-hop fans. I mean, we were the first to book Kendrick Lamar. Like, I could reach all Kendrick Lamar fans in Florida for like $1,000.
Wow.
Now that would cost you like tens of thousands of dollars. Now people call it like an owned audience. And people are like, oh, you need to build your mailing list and all this stuff. Like, that's like buzzwords now. Like, we intuitively understood that from day one.
Early.
So, and we understood that there were subgenres of hip hop and we needed as much data for every subgenre. We didn't know for what though. we were just trying to always have data to promote our shows. It wasn't until we came up with the idea of Rolling Loud that we were like, oh shit, we have all this data. We're going to be able to market this show incredibly. So where the first Rolling Loud, our CPA, like our cost per acquisition for cost per ticket sale, like what it cost us to market the show and sell every ticket, was like 74 cents, which now it's like $30 on, like, that's like a great CPA on a $300 ticket, you know? But back then it was 74 cents because of like how cheap it was to market on social media back then in 2015. And also our data list was so locked in, you know?
So if we're talking 2013 with a bunch of those names that you mentioned, some of the top line or below top line Rolling Loud artists you've been working with for a decade.
Yeah, for sure. The first time we booked Kendrick Lamar was September 25th, 2012. So that was, I know the exact date. It was in Tallahassee, Florida at a venue called The Moon. And
Wow.
That venue fits 1,500 people. And we only sold like 750 tickets. And that show had not only Kendrick, but it had J-Rock, Ab-Soul, Schoolboy. It was the whole TDE. Wait, was Q on it too? I'm not sure if Q was on that tour. I think he was. Our company at the time was called Dopey and T. We gave Kendrick a Dopey and T hoodie. He ended up wearing it on the cover of the LA Times like a few weeks later. I think it was just tour life.
CPA
and it was
dropped
just like,
even more.
I think it was just tour life, and he was just like, yo, I need a hoodie real quick. Like, I don't think he knew that he was like doing such
That's
a cool
crazy.
thing for us. And you know what's crazy? Like, I love Kendrick, but I can't say that like I know Kendrick like that. Like, I wonder if he even remembers me. You know what I'm saying? We've done business with him to this day, but he's the way he moves is so presidential that like when we book him now, like I don't even talk to bro. Like, he moves like the freaking president, shows up at the show, straight on stage, straight off stage, like out of here.
Yeah.
Like, but legend, love that guy, you know, and very indebted to him for playing our show at multiple stages, whether it was when we were Dopey and T, or whether when he played year 3 of Rolling Loud, or when he played 2022, or when he did Europe with us. Legend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
February 28, 2015, right?
That was the first Rolling Loud, February 28th, 2015.
How did you feel leading up to that moment?
Anxious. Very
How long were you on
anxious.
sale for before that date?
Not long, because we announced top of January.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you had a short runway.
Yeah. But we weren't trying to sell the 50, 60, 70, 80,000 tickets per day that we're trying to sell now. The venue fit like 6,000.
Cool.
We actually got shut down, like, because we were going to keep selling at the door. Because we had like 5,000 sold, or 5,500. We had some amount of thousand. I think it was like 5,500 sold. And the fire marshal was like, you're done. Like, you're not selling any more tickets. I'm like, but we haven't broken even yet.
Yeah, the creme's in the end.
I'm like, dude, we're like 100,000 in the hole. We have to sell more tickets. And there's a line down the block. And we had crazy rain that day. Like, the amount of rain that the state of Florida, or that the city of Miami gets in the entire month of February, we had in 5 hours.
Damn.
So like it was here in Wynwood. These streets that you're just walking on, imagine this much water. Like, you'd open your car door, water was coming in the car. Like, it was insane. But the show happened.
The fire marshal called it?
No, he
you
didn't
couldn't-
shut the show down, but they
but-
said you cannot sell more
So
tickets.
he wouldn't let you sell more tickets, so you're in the hole.
Yeah. We lost like $100,000 that night. Thankfully, we had an investor that saw the vision, and we ended up making the money back year 2. Year 2 made like the money back from year 1 plus a little bit of a profit. So yeah, but I was super anxious leading up to that. Matt was super anxious. You asked about logistics of the house party. Logistics of this was way crazier because we used to always do our shows at turnkey venues where, all right, yeah, we might have to hire outside security, and we might have to hire, like, we were doing the artist relations ourselves. When you have 50 plus artists, us trying to do artist relations ourselves, terrible. Hired some people to help us with it, but we weren't that good at delegating. Production, like, yeah, we hired a production company. We also rented a lot of barricades. The barricades show up. I'm over here dealing with something marketing and like logistics wise. Matt's at the venue, like, yo, Tariq, these barricades just showed up and we didn't pay a setup fee. Like, they're just dropped the barricades in front of the venue. So Matt's dragging barricades. Like, it was, like, we didn't sleep that night. Like, I finally at like 5 a.m. I'm going to sleep and I get a call from Schoolboy Q's manager at like 6 a.m. Yo, where's the car service? You guys got us the car service. We're here at the airport. What the fuck's going on? I'm like, yo, I don't know, bro. This is why I don't like to provide ground transportation. Like, you guys should have handled. I didn't say that, but like.
But in your head, you did.
In hindsight, that we do not do ground transportation anymore. Like, because of that, like we learned
because
like,
people don't turn up on time, right?
It's like, and it becomes your problem. It's like, no, I just want to pay you an all-in fee. Ground transportation is your problem because if I have to set it up and it falls through, it's my fault. Nah, I'm not losing sleep over that again. But yeah, I had to go get them. I had to meet them at the hotel.
Damn.
Hotel wouldn't let them check in until 4 p.m. Yeah. I'm like, bro, of course they don't. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, why'd you take the 6 a.m.?
Like, no, well, they needed to be there. I get that they needed to be there, but it's like all the little minutia details that like we weren't even
ready for.
Dude, 2 guys plus a tiny little team. Like,
there was some learning.
We weren't ready for any of the details that we now understand that this is why you have multiple departments and department heads and infrastructure to where those little details get handled, but not by me and Matt. Because if you're 1-2 people dealing with every detail, failure, without a doubt. The fact that we made it through that show, praise God, insane. Like
the birth.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Crazy.
What's one thing about building a company like Rolling Loud that no one prepared you for?
No one prepared me for just what it would be like to actually succeed in the field that you set out to succeed in. You know, like for so long being an underdog and for so long like kicking in the door and fighting for scraps and just doing everything we could just to get a booking, get a show, to actually get to the point of where you are that guy or you are that company and you've built that brand and you have that name recognition and you have, for lack of a better word, you have that clout, you know, as a business. Like what it would be like to actually sit in that and own that. And it's a blessing, don't get me wrong. But it's a whole different type of stress too, because now you're worried about affecting that negatively, you know? And you're also you're worried, like, and at a certain point when you stop being the underdog, the other side of being the underdog is having haters. You know, like you get to, like, I swear when we were just the underdogs, the first few years, like the first at least 3 years of Rolling Loud, like we didn't have a single hater. Like it was just like, it was like we were a superhero, you know, everyone's like, yeah, you're the best. But you know how like they turn on Superman or like they turn on Batman or, you know, all because it just happens, right? And it's not like the cliche, like die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I'm not trying to be like that cliche, but like eventually you get big enough where it's like people are going to start taking issue with it and they start assuming that you should do certain things or feeling like you should do certain things in the position you're in. And it's like,
how do you deal with it?
You don't really. You just eventually realize, like, at first, like, your first thing that you start doing, because this is how you built the company, the first thing you start doing is just clapping back. Because, like, it was no filter. Like, I literally ran our Twitter and Instagram until 2017. Wow. So it was, like, 3 years of, like, every tweet, you know, like, well, I'm lying. One guy did it with me, but... And I won't name drop him because then he hates when I do that. But that's my guy. Love you, bro. But it was like we developed this voice as a brand. And when you start getting the haters, you start wanting to clap back at them. And you do that a few times. Like you'll find screenshots of Matt or myself like saying shit back at fans or like, you know, people that are hating on us. But then you finally realize like, all right, we have made it to this level. We are getting older. We need to be professional. You know what I mean? And you start conducting yourself accordingly, you know? not to say that sometimes you don't want to just do some petty shit. Like,
Jump on the reply.
yeah. I heard Drake say one time, I think it was like advice he got from his mom, like, wait 3 days. You know?
Yeah,
like,
that's
like,
good.
If you still feel like you should say something after 3 days, figure out a way to say it. But like, if you can wait 3 days and if it fizzles out or it's not really affecting you anymore, it's like, it's not that serious, you know? And yo, I'm not perfect, so I don't always take that advice.
Yeah.
But
It's good advice though, especially on like some kind of email you get about something, and you know, we're so like invested in what we do because we love music. So
I have written some emails that I am not proud of, like shit that I would not say to someone's face, you know? Like, and I hate that about the internet, which is like, people say in the comments or people say on Twitter or whatever things that they would never say to your face.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm in public, I've never had one hater. Like, it's always like love in public, but on the internet you'll encounter haters. And I'm not the type to hate on people online, but I have written a few emails in my life where I'll snap on somebody I work with or a partner, or like just say some out of pocket shit and then just live with the regret of that, or like the embarrassment of like, fuck, did I really do that? Like, I should not have done
3
that.
days.
Yeah.
Maybe even 1 day is good. Sometimes I find myself like,
Yeah.
I'll write out an email, I'll get all my feelings out, and then the next morning I'll look and I'll be backspacing the shit out of you. So
Yeah. I don't know if this is like a cliche book, but it's Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And he was like, there's multiple people that he references in that book that would like write, like Abe Lincoln would like write, his thing used to be to like shit on people in letters, like, you know, like write these scathing letters to people, but he stopped. And then his new thing was to write the letter and then just
discard it.
Or maybe his wife put it in a drawer.
Yeah.
I forget exactly. Maybe it was the wife. Either way, the letter did not make it to the person. So it was like, get the feelings out. Do not press send. Like,
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah.
There's also that saying that I heard that changed my life when I was kind of going through like my early 30s and trying to be okay with going from that age where, you know, everyone seemed to like you and you hadn't hit a lick yet, late 20s, and then your business starts to expand and grow, and then you do have haters. And I really struggled with that. And I read this quote. I honestly think it came up on some like dumb looking Pinterest slide on Instagram type thing. And it said, not everyone's going to like you. After all, you don't like everyone.
That's a fact.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I still do believe like in human nature, like I think like all people are at least like closer to good than bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't really believe like, I don't know. I think evil creeps in from time and time again. But yeah, after all, you're not going to like everybody. And there's another quote, something about like the man in the arena. You know, it's like,
I haven't heard it.
I don't know the exact quote, but it's like, you're either in the arena, i.e. like in the field that you're working in, or you're not. And it's always the people that are outside the arena, like critiquing the people man in the arena, right? So it's like,
who would you rather be?
It's rare, like, bro, another manager of artists and producers is not going to be talking shit about you unless maybe they're the type that does that to try to steal your clients, which those are scumbags anyways. But, like, because they've been on the receiving end and they don't got time for that shit. They're working on doing their management thing, like, you know? Like, it's never your peers like that, really. It's always, like, outsiders because they haven't been there yet. And you can't blame them. They haven't been in the position you're in, and they want to be. And they think that when they get there, it's going to be a certain way, and they're just not factoring in the million variables that they don't know exist that you do know exist, because now you're here, like, which is like, you know, we didn't know all the variables of producing a festival until we got there. So that's why you'll have people be like, oh, you should have booked so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. It's like, bro.
You think I didn't try to do that?
Schedules, budget,
embargoes,
et cetera, et cetera. Like there's like a million reasons why the lineups end up being what they are and not what they aren't. You know, like there's like, yeah, dude, I'd love to book a show that had Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Like, bro, it's 2025.
Ever think about it, guys?
We're fresh off that whole beef. That's not happening. Like, that'd be great, though.
That would be great.
Yeah.
What's that process like for you and the whole team when it comes to curating and programming festival lineups? Because obviously, you guys you've got the greats, the top liners, and then you're also building up these developing artists that you're like hedging your bets on.
Yeah. Honestly, number one is like gut feeling, just like watching shit bubble and
Taste.
Sometimes like it's taste, but it's also getting it. Like sometimes I don't like an artist, or
You wouldn't listen to it maybe in the car.
yeah, like I might not be choosing to listen to the artist, but I get it. You know, like I get the brand, I get the trajectory, I get what the whole image, brand, music world that artist is building. Like I see it. It's just like I don't like horror movies.
Neither.
But I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can like, okay, cool, that's over there. Sweet. I get it. I know why it works. Not for me. So just because me or Matt or anybody on the team, we might not be fans of something, but we get it, you know? But as we're getting older, like it's about like just really tapping in more with the youth, you know, like the us of, you know, the us of 10 years ago now, you know what I mean?
Who's stealing kegs? You gotta find them.
Yeah, that's us of fucking 20 years ago at this point. But yeah, no, for real though. Like, and I sometimes have kids like hit me up like, yo, I'm throwing parties in high school. I heard you used to do that. All right, keep going. Let me know. Like, oh, I'm throwing my first shows. All right, you know.
I guess for a young manager who's listening to this, or someone in A&R who's listening to this, or someone who's close to an artist, like how do you approach supporting artists' mental health and well-being through all of this stuff?
Something I've learned, well, first of all, I'm not a professional. So, with that being said, one thing I've learned is don't immediately offer the solution. Like sometimes you just gotta be like, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. And like, bro, I'm sorry. That sucks. And just listen. Like you can't immediately go to like, bro, you gotta pick yourself up. You gotta, you know, bro, you need to go to therapy. Bro, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. You can't do that. You gotta give them room to just let it out and just live through that pain a little bit. Like, because as a manager, all you want to do is fix problems.
Yeah.
But when it's losing loved ones, like you have to, that's one of those problems you can't fix.
Can't do anything.
Right. Eventually, once they've lived through it a bit, then you do start to like mention words like therapy, or, you know, like encourage them to write music about it, or, you know, whatever you view the proper solution to be, or a coping mechanism to be, or like substance abuse is real in that scenario, and like it's tough, like to, you know, you try to tell somebody like, bro, chill. Like eventually you start talking about that, but right at the time it's like it's kind of tough, you know? Like how you like the most I could say like after Juice died is like, bro, I can't lose you too. So like please, bro, be careful, you know? But like also you're dealing with like the phone is just off. Like Ski's the type to just turn the phone off. Scheme collapsed at the casino. He had to get carried out. Thankfully, I had people around him that I'm talking to, but you gotta, I don't know, at the risk of like, I don't want to just say the same thing over and over, but allow space and don't offer solutions. Just like listen, and the most you should say, and I'm not saying that always did this, but I'm learning this over time. It's, I'm sorry, that sucks. It applies to like women as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's like if your girl is like, man, I really had a bad day and this happened, and you instantly are like, well, this is what you should do. She's going to be like, no, but no. All the girl wants to hear you say is, I'm sorry, that sucks.
Yeah.
And she's going to be like, I know. It does suck, man. And she's going to keep going and be like, man, I'm sorry, babe, that sucks. And it's not, it just applies, like, when somebody's venting, until they ask you what you think they should do, because eventually that's coming. When somebody's venting to you for a while, you need to just let it go, let it go, let it go. I'm sorry, that sucks, bro. Sometimes maybe it's some questions you could ask, or like, how did that make you feel? Or like, well, what'd you do next? Or like little questions you could ask. But you cannot offer that solution until either it's asked of you or you let enough time pass.
How do you stay grounded when managing these artists with global hits and working with high profile talent and running the biggest hip hop festival in the world? How do you stay grounded?
We haven't done what we set out to do yet, especially on the artist level. It's like, bro, I want Ski to win Grammys. I want the artists on my label to become stadium acts, arena acts. I want Ski to be an arena, amphitheater, stadium act. Like, there is so much more left to be done. And so I stay grounded. I always say, like, I'm just getting started. And I truly believe that, like, I'm just getting started. Like, I have been blessed to take a whole bunch of W's. Like, I've won a lot, but none of the W's that my son just wrote a paper at school, and it was like, I think he called it like never satisfied. And that's like, I don't agree with him, because I try to live life always satisfied, in the sense of like, I'm a gratitude attitude and like happy and in the present moment and just satisfied with where I'm at right now. But also never satisfied. I got shit I'm trying to do still. Like, while I'm on this earth, like, I'm trying to do everything that my skill sets allow me to do, and that my body allows me to do, that my mind allows me to do, that my heart allows me to do. And like, the last thing I want to do is, like, when I die, if we do meet God or our maker at the end, which I think is hopeful, probable, maybe. I believe in a higher power, but the last thing I want to do is say, like, yo, I didn't take full advantage of this life and like do everything that I knew I was capable of doing. Like, until my dying breath, like, I want to make sure that I've done everything I'm capable of. And I'm not capable of being I'm not currently capable or suited or positioned to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. I'm in this music game. So, and my role is to bring happiness to millions of people and to empower artists and grow artists and help change the world via music. So that, as far as my life goal, it's that. So I'm stay grounded knowing that mission is never over. Like, I can always continue impacting the world knowing that.
Outside of music, what impact do you want to leave?
I'd like to help more people in this world be free. My dad is from I'm half, there's a country in West Africa called the Western Sahara. That's where my dad's from. He was born there. It used to be a Spanish colony, so it was called the Spanish Sahara. Anybody listening, multiple European countries colonized damn near all of Africa. And eventually, one by one, they left. And when they left, these countries were supposed to become their own countries. But when Spain left the Spanish Sahara, the Western Sahara, Morocco and Mauritania ended up invading to try to like grab the land. So basically, where my dad's from, they're all refugees now. They live in refugee camps, and like nobody knows about this. It's not like Israel-Palestine. This is like a low-key thing. I would love to help my people be free. I would love to help all colonized people be free. I'm in the music business, so I can't really talk about Israel, Palestine, but I pray that people find peace and freedom there, and just in Sudan, in Syria, in China, like anywhere in the world where there are people that are not free, I pray that they're free, and that if I could have enough money and influence in my life that I could help them be free, I would like very much to be able to do that. And then other than that, just like my family. Like, just try to raise my kids to be who they want to be. Like my son is obsessed with basketball right now, so I'm just dedicating more time to helping him with that, you know, just try to help my kids be who they want to be, you know. I know you could relate to that.
Yeah, you definitely, when the little guy came along, a whole lot of shit changed, and why I did things, how I did things. And it's only growing every day.
No, it's
when he starts hooping, maybe he's not going to hoop, but
no, it's whatever he decides
I'm
to
going
do.
to be like, man, what is everything that I can do to...
Like yesterday I was out there with him for like 2 hours, just drills, just out, sweating on the outdoor court, gnats flying all over me.
Drills.
But we got that shot locked in now, because I was like, bro, we got to work on that shot. I'm blessed. I played every sport growing up, so I have like a enough understanding. So I'm like, all right, look, I need that hand above the eye line for that.
Yeah.
And we worked on it, so yeah.
That's real. That's dope.
Yeah, no, so I
that's cool.
Impact through the music, try to help people be free. And just my family, you know.
Love that.
And even just here in America, whatever I can, I don't know. I would love to be so rich one day that I can like really just help people live better lives, you know. I also want to have homes and condos or apartments all over the world. I want to be rich, like non-selfishly, but also selfishly, like
for the family.
Yeah, I want to be able to do it.
Vacation's got to be good.
Dog, like, you know.
Yeah.
So,
for young artists listening, what is something you feel that most young artists misunderstand about management?
Your manager cannot want it more than you. Your label cannot want it more than you. Your label or your manager are not here to single-handedly make you pop. Like, especially these days, like, you cannot just make the music and not participate in the marketing. Now, people look at J. Cole or Kendrick. Kendrick does not do much marketing-wise. He puts out the music, and the label and the management, they handle the marketing. But Kendrick wasn't always that way. People always look at the artists where they're at now and what they're doing. But it's like, scroll back. Kendrick used to be tweeting all day. Now he only tweets when the shit drops. Wasn't the case when he wasn't who he is now. So, and I'm not saying, to succeed, you got to tweet all day. But you got to, unfortunately, it's not like how it used to be where there were few artists. There are a lot of artists now, and it's a competitive landscape, and you gotta work with your management. You gotta be part of that marketing conversation. You cannot just market my music, figure it out. Okay, well, like, and then the worst is like when the label or the management's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do things, but like we would like for you to do this, and the artist is like, no. And I get, like, Playboi Carti has, crafted his aesthetic where he doesn't have to post on
Archives
Instagram.
everything, and then there's one post there.
Yeah, but he didn't used to be like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, And okay, you know what? He created a fucking whole nother page where he can post all day, every day. Like the opium page, Cardi's, like, you figure out a way where you can communicate with your audience and grow your audience. And you got to do that with your team. You cannot just have the team do it. Like, it's not going to work. And then the other thing about management is that I didn't understand early is like, yo, it's not your manager's job to spend any money. A manager works for you. I was a manager that was putting money up. Then I learned, yo, if you're spending money, you need to sign them as a label, not as a manager, because that's just how the business works. Like, I'm spending money just for a commission, and then on the money I spend, I'm hopefully just going to get that back. Like, I was a little too generous in that department. But now I know.
What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions of working in this industry?
I think a lot of people that are on the outside, if that's what you mean, they just think that everybody's like filthy rich and crushing it and like not worried about bills and all types of things. That's just not facts. You know, some people are roommates, some people make a bunch of money and then spend a bunch of money and then aren't making a bunch of money again, or there's just, the money is not always good. You got to work. I would say most people in the music industry have to work for years on little, and I mean years on little to no money before making real money. And Instagram will have you think that the only thing they do is manage artists or whatever, but there's plenty of managers that are out here working another job or making money in other ways. I mean, even me, I was blessed to be a concert promoter that figured out, or that got to a point where promoting concerts was making me enough money to live. And fast forward to like Rolling Loud is what pays my bills for real. The management stuff and the label, that's my passion project that just in recent times has gotten to a place that it could be my only income. But also I lose a lot of money on the label. So could it really? Like anything I make on management, I'm putting it into the label, right? Because I'm signing artists and developing them, and artist development is dead, but like not in my label. I'm finding artists with 1,000 followers, less than 1,000 plays on SoundCloud, on Spotify, and actually developing these artists, you know, because I'm trying to believe in the art. So big misconception is just that like everybody in music is rich. Man, not true.
What's the best piece of advice you've been given in regards to working in this crazy industry? If you need a sec, you can.
You know what's fucked up, dude? It's like I never really had a mentor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's one thing that like I wish I had. You know, like me and Matt came in this game, no mentor, like just figuring it out. But one piece of advice I got from Todd Moskowitz was like, take some money off the table. Like when you have an opportunity to like take care of yourself and pay yourself some money, like, or do it, you know, because you never know like how things are gonna turn out. So a lot of us are so focused on reinvesting everything into the business and not worried about ourselves, or at least that's how I was. Maybe not a lot of us. For me, like I just, as long as my bills were paid and my kids were eating, my family's good, like everything was going back in the business. But you got to take some money off the table.
Yeah. Diversify.
You know, yeah, or just like buy a fucking house.
Yeah.
Put some money in the stock market. Like do something.
So I mean, diversify.
To where like, diversify. Yeah. Just like,
cool.
Make it so like when you're able, take care of yourself. You earned it. At least that's something I needed to be told. Other people, they make some money and they buy a fucking G-Wagon and they do this and they do that. I was driving a 2007 Chevy Tahoe until 2021. I didn't get a car. I got the Maybach SUV, but I didn't get it until 2021. So it took me a while to take care of myself in the car department. Bought my first house in 2020, you know? So shout out Todd Moskowitz. Yeah, and but like Matt too. Matt was like big on that. I got it, but
when you're in partnership on a business, you got to be on the same wave with that, right?
For sure. And Matt really was the one spearheading that. But advice from a partner, it's different than, which I'm not saying I can't get advice from my partner, 100%. But I'm saying like you start having like a older guy that's lived through it telling you that, it's like,
yeah,
all right, yeah.
What does Rolling Loud look like in 10 years?
On the moon. Nah, that's what Matt says. I
like that.
Yeah. Just like I said, it's a mirror of hip hop culture. So wherever hip hop's at, that's where we're going to be.
Cool.
Hopefully it's worldwide. It's in more countries. It's doing great domestically, internationally. Hopefully back in Australia and hopefully New Zealand as well. Just continually doing the show. We got the movie on the way, so like hopefully the movie has put us in a different stratosphere. Hopefully we have a documentary by then.
Owen Wilson is in the...
Yeah. Owen Wilson is starring in the movie with Matt Rife and
crazy.
An artist that I can't name until he sees the cut of the movie. I'm in the movie, Matt's in the movie, Ski's in the movie, Sexy Red's in the movie. There's like a bunch of artists in the movie.
Coming soon.
Yeah, great movie. Hopefully that'll like help us be more of a household name. Ideally, like our clothing line starts being in more stores. Would like to see it in stores all over the place. More music, more content. Like I want to like have like shows that we produce that are like on Netflix or YouTube or, you know, just hip hop culture rolling
the
loud.
mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Last question. You mentioned some advice you were given. What advice would you give to the younger version of yourself in those early days, if you could now?
The cliche one is hire a lawyer. Because we didn't... Damn, that cliche word. I keep saying it. But like the funny answer is hire a lawyer, because we didn't have a lawyer till 2016, 2017. So we did like 7 years of concert promotion.
Wow.
Just like stealing other people's contracts.
Ain't no chat GPT then.
No. So we were Googling and just figuring it out as we went. But my real answer is like, you got this, bro. You know, like just keep going. Like you're gonna lose, you're gonna win, you're gonna break even. Like all those things are gonna happen. I guess cause like what I really want to say is like I wouldn't change anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like tell myself to keep going. But like, shit, like sign certain artists I could have signed, you know, like, or like I brought XXX Tentacion to Empire. If I would have factored myself into that deal, like Look at Me just went diamond, I'd have dumb money off Look at Me. But it's like, I can't look at it like that, you know? Like I learned a big lesson, like college tuition level lesson of like, yo, bro, you like factor yourself into the deal if like you're bringing a generational artist or any artist. Like you sign an artist, either you sign them or if you're bringing them to another label, like get in that, get a slice of that pie, you know? And then on the Rolling Loud side though, it's just like, bro, you got it. Like listen to yourself, listen to Matt, like I'll keep on having the arguments and keep on finding the best answer, you know, and just try to remember to just enjoy it, you know. Sometimes you're always more stressed than you should be. That's maybe the main thing I tell myself. It's like every time you're really stressed, you're probably more stressed than you should be, and just chill out, be grateful. It's gonna be all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to it, and I think just hearing how you speak about your team and those around you and what you stand for, it's a mirror, at least on the way that I first met you and the dealings that we had. And I was
shout out Sampra.
Yeah, it was very refreshing though to be figuring that out with you guys, and to have someone who was so like integral and honorable in their business and their words.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad that it's the relationship's developed since, and that you can bring some game to this, and I hope that it helps some young people out. So
I hope so.
Appreciate
too.
you, man.
Yeah. I'll shout out to you, Dan. Shout out Sampra, 9 Lives. Shout out my whole label. We don't have a name for the label yet, but Danny Towers, Chow Lee, K. Charles, Hoosh, Drown Millie, Isla Binnat, Sammy Tsunami, Product of the City. Oh my God.
Surely it's going to be called Mirrored.
Mirrored? Mirrored's not a bad name. Maybe Cliche. Nah.
I'm getting old. Maybe you got to ask the kids.
Shout out our producers, Farsi, Henry Dayer, what's it called? Trey Bando, maybe Nuri, DJ Scheme. Who else we got on production? Jay Cruz. Am I missing anybody? Nabil. I knew I was forgetting somebody. My bad, Nabil. Shout out the whole squad, Matt. Shout out Jaeger. Shout out everybody. And shout out Rolling Loud. Shout out Live Nation, Insomniac, just the whole ecosystem that helped us get to where we are and where we're going, man. Love. Appreciate it. Shout out Bob Marley, too.
Cheese.
It's my guy.
Appreciate you, bro. It's a wrap.
All right, yeah.